And welcome back to the Owatonna weekly podcast show. I'm Gabe Hovden, and next to me I got Coach Josh Woody Woodrich. Coach Johnson, we gave him a break tonight. We thought we better take over tonight. So we'll see how this goes. It's season 4, episode 8. Our sponsor tonight is Coles Electric. Coles Electric for your residential, commercial, farm needs. They've been sponsoring us for quite some time, been very heavily involved in the wrestling community for many, many years. If you have all your electrical needs, give Coles Electric a call. Well, welcome.
Thanks, Gabe.
Yeah.
Fun to do this.
Yeah. So it should be an interesting night. Both of us are the sidekicks, and so we got the B squad in here tonight, and we'll give it a shot.
Yep.
So we'll start off with the high school on Thursday, the alumni night, honoring all the alumni, and special memorial presentation for the late Chet Macht. I personally didn't get to see it. I had to go into work, so I got my pin. I didn't even get in the picture of the alumni night.
I was over coaching JV the whole time.
Yeah.
And didn't really get over there for much either until that was all done.
Yeah, I heard it was pretty good though.
Yeah,
I heard it was.
Everybody was saying it was really cool.
Yeah. Well, if anybody's got videos of it, some of us that didn't get to see it probably would like to get to see that. So I'll start off with the match against Austin. We won 69-6 over Austin, and then we defeated the Lean and Mean Mankato East 38-31, and then Faribault, we defeated Faribault 58-16. Key matches against the Mankato East duel. 107, number 4, ranked Kaden Lindquist with a tech fall. Jacob Wilson at 114 pins. Gabe Robb with a tech fall at 127. Lane Karsten with a major. Trey Hiatt with a pin. Colton Glende with a pin. 160, Will Frantesl kept his match to a major decision loss, but that's huge on keeping team points.
Yep.
You gotta keep the matches close, even if it is a really good wrestler.
Yeah, and Will has stepped in very nicely for us there at 160. A couple guys going down with injuries, and Will, just a freshman, going in there with no fear and getting after it.
That's what you got to do. And then Cutter Flatland kept his match to a tech fall against number 5 ranked Max Morgan.
And that's up a weight for Carter, too.
Okay.
He's normally at 172. So
okay, and he was wrestling 189. Yeah, that is a big jump.
Yeah.
So, and then we had some milestones that we recognized. We had Blake Fitcher with 100 wins and 50 pins, and Kaden Lindquist with 75 wins. Good job, guys. And then that was our Thursday night. Rolling into the Friday night, I'll let you, Coach, take over with what you had going on.
Yep. On Friday night, we were up at Simley with the girls. That was me and Coach Alan Ewell. Highlights of that, we wrestled really, really well. We took, I believe it was 6th place as a team with 4 girls.
Oh.
And then the teams that finished ahead of us had full lineups.
So that's a total of what? There's a 13-girl lineup?
13
girls.
Yep.
Okay, take 6 with 4.
And then at 100 pounds, Kayla Pastika is ranked 6th. She took 2nd place in that tournament, going 1-1. She started off with a bye in the first round. And then in the semis, got a 6-0 decision against Zoe Rodas of South St. Paul, who's ranked 4th for the girls at 100 right now. And I believe had actually beaten Kayla a couple times earlier this season. So now I think she's 2-2 against that girl. Okay. So that was a big win for her. And then in the finals, Kayla lost 8-0 to number 2 ranked Ivy Brandenburg of Northfield, who has wrestled a lot of boys varsity for them this year. So Isabel Townley ranked number 5 at 106 for the girls. She took 1st place, going 4-0. She had 3 pins and a 9-0 major decision. 136, we had Michaela Sell. She wrestled really, really well, took 3rd place, going 3-1. She knocked off the girl who was seeded 2nd in the first round, 15-7, and then suffered a 14-8 loss to the number 5 ranked Jensen from Egan. And Michaela was right in that match, gave up a couple takedowns that
Yeah.
Could have been takedowns for Michaela. So
Yeah, and takedowns and the 3 points. I mean,
Yeah.
you look at that score, 15-7. You take 6 points off of that. I mean, you're right in there. 2 takedowns
Yeah.
can make a huge difference in a match.
yeah, and then in the third place match, Michaela came back to win 1-0 against number 4 ranked. I believe her name is Haley Jackson of South St. Paul, who actually, Michaela said, beat her earlier this season. So
Okay.
that was a nice win for
Nice
Michaela
win.
to flip that match against a ranked opponent. And then up at 148, Aaliyah Fisher, who was ranked number 4, took first place going 3-0 and had first period pin in all 3 matches.
Okay, so she went out there and got business taken care
Yep,
of.
she got the job done, and as did all the girls.
Yeah.
So they wrestled really, really well Friday.
Okay, and then I'll let you continue on with the Saturday wrestling over in Kasten.
All right. On Saturday, we were at the Swallow Duels in Kassen. We started off defeating Byron 54-21, and then took some lumps. Lost to Caledonia 26-32. That match came down to heavyweight. And then we lost to number 2 ranked Shakopee 56-10, and number 3 ranked in AA Kassen Manorville 61-11. But that was kind of a rough day for us, but we were down. Lane Karsten, RJ Renardi, and Riley Krieger were out the whole day. Didn't
Okay.
wrestle at all. And then Colton Glende went down after the first round.
Okay.
And then against Kassen, we didn't have Blake or Trey wrestle either. So
Geez, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys out of
yeah,
our varsity
so
lineup.
we were kind of the walking wounded on Saturday.
Okay.
But we did have a couple highlight wins there. Blake Fitcher in that match where he hurt his ankle against Shakopee, hurt it about halfway through, and then kept wrestling and defeated a ranked opponent, Landon Rouse from Shakopee. And then Lindquist, who was ranked number 4, had a close match with Ethan Van Manavong of Shakopee, who was ranked 2nd. That's one I think Kaden can probably turn around here later in the year. And then Trey Hiatt also had a good match that came right down to the end with number 9 ranked Kelvin Miller from Shakopee.
All right. Well, so Saturday wasn't the greatest showing, but we were down guys.
Yeah.
So, I mean, who knows what could happen if we had all 6 of them throughout the whole day.
Right.
All right. Well, this week, we on Thursday, the varsity, JV, and the middle school are all down at Albert Lee for the big Albert Lee Owatonna match. The middle school, I keep calling it the junior high. The middle school starts wrestling at 4, so if you can get off of work and come on down, watch the middle school, then you can roll right into the high school. And then on Saturday, the high school goes to Maple River for the Takedown on 22 invite. Have you been to that one?
Yeah, we took varsity and JV down there last year.
Okay. Is that just varsity this year? Or is that
It's
both?
just varsity because actually
Oh.
I'll keep going here
Yeah.
because Saturday the JV and the girls will be at Rochester JM for the Big 9 JV conference tournament and the Big 9 girls conference tournament, and they just added that Big 9 girls tournament this year, and that's how they're going to determine all conference for the girls.
Okay.
So that's kind of cool for them to get that opportunity to have their own kind of separate tournament and their own conference and have all conference and all that for the girls now.
That's good. That's good. So now we'll move on to the middle school. Last week, we were supposed to wrestle Faribault, New Prague, and I think it was Farmington on Tuesday, but for some reason it was canceled. I still don't understand why it was canceled, but it was canceled, so we didn't have a match on Tuesday. And so we just went with practice the rest of the week, and then on Saturday we had our big South Conference tournament. There was 9 teams there. I'm just going to go through because it's going to be our last tournament. I'm going to go through every one of our middle school kids that wrestled, so bear with me. So starting us off at the 68 to 73 pound was Payson Fisher. He ended up with fourth place with 4 points. Lucas Cole ended up in second place with 13.5 team points. And then at 78 to 80 pounds, Levi Bailey, fourth place with 4 points. And then 78 to 82 pounds, Kaden Lindquist, first place with 18 team points. And then at 80 to 87 pounds, Colton Lindquist took first place with 16 team points. And then at 82 to 90 pounds, we had Easton Bushel with 19.5 points. That was the highest team point scorer for us for Owatonna. And then 83 to 90 pounds, we had Michael Nichols took second with 10 team points. 90 to 95 to 103 pounds, Elijah Klein took first place with 19 team points, right up there. It's basically pin, and a major. And where Easton got 19.5, he had a fall, attack, and a fall. So moving on, 100 to 103 pounds, Brady Larson took second with 14 team points. 101 to 107, Griffin Jordell took third with 19 points. 105 to 107, Sean McCauley took fourth with 14 points. 108 to 110, Atlas Schuldergertis, I hope I said that right, fourth place with 14 points. And 118 to 128, Owen Flatland, 18 team points. Okay, and then at 120 to 123, Patrick Nichols, second place with 12 team points. 131 to 135, Garrett Springboard, fourth place, 14 points. 135 to 141, August Schroet, third place, 19 points. 141 to 145, Xander Feltz, second place with 19 points. 162 to 175, Eli Buckley, second place with 14 team points. And then we're getting up there now to 190 to 202, Lucas Casa, second place, 12 team points. 216 to 232, Pierce Laux, first place with 19 points. And then for the girls, we had Anaya Smith, first place, 16 points. And that was 74 to 76 pounds. And then 94 to 105, Cassie Volson took second place with 14 team points. And then 107 to 119, Aaliyah Glende took third place with 19 points. And then Brindley Johnson, fourth place, 14 points. And then Maddie Monte, first place, 16 team points. So total of team points, we scored 271 team points in our tournament. They didn't actually keep it, but from the way it looked, I'm going to say we were in the top two at the Big South Conference tournament.
That's
so
awesome.
With that many pins and that many team points, and it went well. Not too many people were getting pinned. They were fighting, which is what we've been really working on. No matter what you do, you got to keep the match close. And like you said with Flatland up at the high school, try and keep the match close. As the least amount of team points you can give up, the more we can score.
That was a big list you read too, Gabe. So we got a lot of kids down there at the middle school, which is nice for us.
Yeah,
too.
and I know we were missing one because you guys sucked them up to the Big Nine or the ninth grade state. So we're missing one of our guys, which is actually who we're going to have on for our special guest later. Also, just to go over with the youth, on Friday night at a Rumble, there was over 50-plus wrestlers from Owatonna only wrestling at the youth Rumble, which is awesome to see more numbers. And that's not including the kids coming to practice. That's just the ones that just want to wrestle a little match on a Friday night. So, but this week, like I said earlier, Thursday, all ages, middle school, JV, high school, Albert Lee starts at 4 o'clock. Varsity's going to Maple River. JV and girls are going to Mayo. So JM. Sorry. JM. Other than that, that's our results for this week and what's going to be happening. And we'll be right back with our special guest, Mason Sorensen. And we're back. Sitting in between me and Coach Woodrich, we got Mason Sorensen, one of our middle school wrestlers. How you doing?
Pretty good. You?
Oh, I'm doing great. So, how's your season going?
It's going pretty good. I think my middle school record this season's 20-1.
Okay.
So it's going pretty good.
All right. How long have you been wrestling from day one? How long have you been going?
Yeah. I've been wrestling ever since I was in preschool. Yeah.
Is there a reason you started wrestling?
I got into wrestling from my dad. And watching my older brother when he was in junior high and stuff. So.
Okay. All right.
So you're a middle schooler, Mason, but you've wrestled some 9th grade stuff too. Tell us about that a little bit.
Yeah, this past weekend and Saturday I was wrestling up in Jackson County, and I had a pretty tough bracket. I won my first 2, pin, and then I lost my 3rd match to one of my teammates from the elite club that I wrestle at, and then I won my 3rd place match, so I went 4-1. And earlier this season, I wrestled in a couple 9th grade tournaments, and they went pretty well too.
Okay. So to be at the weight you're at, what weight are you wrestling right now?
I'm wrestling about 95 pounds.
Okay. So when you wrestle on the 9th grade, what weight do you wrestle there? At 95, or do you wrestle at 100?
Yeah, 95, 100.
Okay. I just didn't know if there was different weight classes for if it started at a certain weight or.
So with the 9th grade, I think they eliminate one of the bigger weights.
Okay.
And then add in a couple down low because it's mostly younger kids wrestling down there.
All right. So what do you do in the off season when you're not wrestling? I mean, just take practice out of it.
Okay.
What else do you do? I mean, do you lift? Do you prepare yourself? Do you golf? Are you on the swim team? Are you doing any other sports?
Yeah, I'm in baseball during the summertime, and we're actually building, with our old garage, we're building a gym and a wrestling room. Ooh, so I'm starting to work out in there.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Is your dad going to be doing some working out with you, or is he just going to be the coach?
He'll work out too.
Okay.
And then besides baseball, do you play any sports in the fall or anything else?
Yeah, I do trap shooting in the spring, and I do football in the fall.
Okay. Okay, so you're going to be working out at home in your own gym once you guys get that done. Mm-hmm. Are you going to do any off-season wrestling this year?
Yeah, I'll wrestle at some camps I know, and I wrestle at Elite.
Okay.
So I'll wrestle during summer. I'll do freestyle this season. So.
All right. So I know it's getting towards the end of the middle school season. Have you accomplished your goals, or do you still have more goals that you want to accomplish throughout this season? I mean, even going forward, if you're going to do some summer wrestling or some more USA wrestling, what kind of goals do you have?
Well, my ultimate goal is to be a state champ this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What age group are you in right now for like the USA stuff?
I'm in 14U.
Okay. So 14U, you could actually be wrestling maybe a few freshmen at that age too. Right? I mean, there's some young freshmen that are 14. Yeah. Okay. All right. And then that puts you at probably the younger half or older half of the 14?
This side I'm on the older half.
Okay. All right. So that sounds good.
What's your like big goal before you get done wrestling? When it's all said and done, what kind of things do you want to achieve when you get to high school?
Well, I want to make it to varsity one day, and to wrestle in college would be pretty cool too.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Do you have any plans on getting the team to state? Would you want that? Stuff like that. Is that part of the goal?
Yeah. Going to state individually and as a team would be pretty cool. And
yeah. Well, with the numbers you have coming with you, and if they all stay out and keep practicing like they do and wrestling like they do, I think you guys have a pretty good shot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then you said you wanted to wrestle in college someday. Is there a certain college you're thinking you want to wrestle at? I know you're young, but
yeah.
a lot of young kids have that kind of one school they kind of dream of their whole life.
Yeah, the Minnesota Gophers would be pretty cool.
Okay.
That's kind of the answer I was hoping for, Mason.
I was hoping it wasn't going to be somebody else. Anywhere else but one place. I'm going to keep my mouth shut, but I was going to be like, oh, Mason, what are you saying? But you said right. How many brothers do you have?
I have 2 younger brothers and 1 older brother. Owen, who's in 3rd grade, and Alex, who's in 5th grade, and then I have an older brother that just finished college.
Okay. All right. And what do you, when you have your headset on, what's on your playlist before a match? What kind of music?
I like some AC/DC.
Okay.
I also just like some country music in there. I don't know, it kind of gets me ready.
Okay. AC/DC to country. Mm-hmm. Okay. Sounds good. Do you have any other questions for him?
No, I think.
All right. Is there anybody out there you want to give a shout out to, like your mom, dad, girlfriend, anything like that?
Yeah, I'd like to shout out to my family for always coming and supporting me during wrestling, and especially my coaches for pushing me to get better and stuff. And shout out to all my friends, Aiden, Mason, Harvin, Gavin, and a comment for them, wrestling is better than basketball.
Okay, I like it. How about, there's two people I always see at every match. You know who I'm talking about. You might want to say a shout out to them too.
Yeah, shout out to my grandparents too.
Okay. All right, well, Mason, thank you for coming on tonight, and good luck with the rest of your season. And you've had one heck of a season right now, so. Got anything else for him?
Nope. Yeah. Congratulations on how your season's gone so far, Mason, and thanks for coming on with us. And hopefully you continue to build towards those goals. And you're a state champ at the U14U back up in March.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Yep. So I'd just like to also thank Coles Electric for sponsoring the podcast. If you have any electrical needs, give Coles Electric a call. And I guess we're out of here. See you next week.